What we have here are two pieces that we think are coming from the decorative edging of a book. And in terms of the 7th century, a book decorated like this, we must be talking a Bible or a gospel book of some kind. They were very valuable, very important books, and it would be appropriate that they have this kind of really, really beautiful gold and garnet decoration. The dating for these pieces really has to come from the dating of the hoard, and we are dating the hoard at the moment as being deposited something like 650 to 670, and that means that at the latest the book that these objects were attached to has to have been made, used and then destroyed by 670 at the absolute latest. This particular piece is a corner, so this would have sat on the corner of the book and protected that corner from damage. There's decoration on three sides. There's the same sort of garnet decoration on both faces, and then there's the outer edge is also decorated with garnet work. And the inner edge, there's actually a slot. And what we think is that the leather covered cover of the Bible or the book would have slotted in there, and then this would have been pinned in place. This particular piece is a corner, and the other piece, although it's been bent in half, should actually be a long straight section. And again, you can see that there's a slot where this would have been put across the edge of the book and protected it. So it looks as if the Bible that this protected, or the gospel book that this protected, must have had this kind of decorative binding all the way around the three edges, presumably front and back. So wherever this has come from, there must have been more of this. But we've only found three pieces of this in the hoard. Although this is all we've got left of that original book, it is really exciting because it shows us what Anglo Saxon books of the time may have looked like, the kind of wealth that their bindings may have had. I think we have to remember that whoever would have commissioned a book like this, or sort of overseen and funded the manufacture of it, must have been at very high level in Anglo-Saxon society. A lot of resources would go into the manufacture of a book like this. One of the things I think that really strikes me about these pieces is they're such a lovely example of the skill of the Anglo-Saxon goldsmiths when it came to making the cloisonné garnet work. I look particularly at something like this, and I just imagine trying to sit down and make that pattern up, so to set out the pattern before I start work. I don't think if I could even do it with a pen and ink, I don't think I could make that pattern look anything like as beautiful as these guys have done. I can only describe it as consummate work. I mean, whoever made these pieces was really a master of what they were doing. The more you look at it, the more you appreciate the detail and the manufacture that's gone into these pieces. I think just the more they take your breath away. They are astonishing.
Watch out for more films in this series. In September, a special issue of History West Midlands explores the fascinating story of Anglo-Saxon Mercia and the Hoard. Subscribe now and register for our free newsletter. In October, a new permanent gallery opens at Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. The Staffordshire Hoard is owned jointly by Birmingham City Council and Stoke-on-Trent City Council.